General Tower versus General Granger, but I can't build any units. That means no units from the Command Center, Supply Center, Barracks, War Factory, or Airfield. Supply trucks that spawn from newly constructed supply centers are allowed, and this dozer here, that's the only dozer we'll be using here today. Okay, on with the battle. So with General Granger, you got a few minutes before he starts attacking you with Ranger Paradrops as well as his other planes. So it's going to happen around about the 4 minutes 30 minute mark, going off the timer in the top right corner. Now I'm going to go for a barracks next. I'm not going for the supply center just yet. See, what I'm doing is I'm building my buildings in a way where I'm trying to save as much time as possible overall. So by like building barracks in the bottom left corner and then going to supply center and then moving to my front line where I build the Gatling cannons. Now with the Gatling cannons, I'm not going to have too many. I'm going to have about 4 because I'm going to build some bunkers as well. So reason why I'm building bunkers is because that's going to act as not a strong meat shield, but a meat shield nonetheless. So they're going to be able to take some of the hits from the Comanches and the King Raptors, and they're very quick to build as well. So that's another reason why we're building them. Now I want to try and have as many meat shields as possible. So I've only got the 2 constructed bunkers, but what I want to do is I want to build another command center because his planes do target command centers primarily, and if I have another command center, it means that I'll be able to take quite a bit of damage from those before he really targets my base defenses. Now here he is attacking me with the Rangers, and see the Comanches, they're going for my bunkers, not my Gatling cannons. We are going to lose a bunker as well, which means that the Comanche is actually going to go for the command center, not the base defense. But had I not had the bunkers there in the first place, then they'd aim for the Gatling cannons. So even though he is attacking me, I'm okay with the command center there taking a bit of damage because we're going to have this second one as well. And then we can just have the dozer in between both the command centers, repairing each one as we go. Now we've got to survive until I'd say about the 10-minute mark. That's usually when his attacks really die down, and then we can start attacking him. Now I felt pretty confident with the health of my 2 command centers, so I'm going to go for a 5th Gatling cannon next. That way I'm going to be more likely to destroy the planes that come into my base as well. So a few things to mention. With the barracks in the bottom left corner, see, that is also a viable target for Granger's planes, so by having it so far into my base, it does mean that his planes will be more likely to be destroyed by the Gats. Now, I'm going to set up 3 more bunkers, not going to build them though. Now with the bunkers, even a scaffold is going to be a good enough meat shield here. The planes, especially like stealth fighters and Aurora bombers, they're going to go for those scaffolds, meaning that I can keep those Gats just that little bit longer, and it only costs me $400 to do it too. So just waiting on more planes to come in so we can build up our EXP. So here come 2 bombers. They went for my bunker scaffold. Now that's the thing, is that if I didn't have the bunker scaffolds there, then the bombers would go for my Gatling cannons and not those scaffolds. So that's why I'm saying that even if it's a scaffold, it's still a good meat shield. Now I'm going to use my dozer to build up another supply center, so then we can have a second truck to build up our cash just that little bit faster. Now I did get rank 3, level 2 barrage and the carpet bomb as well, and I'm going to go for his economy, taking out the supply center and the supply drop zone. So here's the thing about General Granger, he's actually got a limit to how much money he's got compared to other generals that have unlimited. Also, another thing to note is I got very lucky there with those 2 Aurora bombers. If I didn't have my dozer behind the command center, I would have been screwed. But yeah, going back to the economy, if you take out the supply center and the supply drop zones enough times, he will actually run out of money and he won't be able to rebuild any of his buildings, nor will he be able to build any more units too. So just keep that in mind. It's a very good way to beat Granger as well, but downside is it's going to be harder to generate EXP because he's going to have nothing to attack you with. So yeah, keep that in mind in case you want to actually utilize any general powers for rank 4 and rank 5. So I've gone with another 3 bunker scaffolds here, just to make sure that my Gatling cannons stay safe. It does mean that I'm spending the extra $1,200, but I think it's worth it overall. Now I'm going to go with another reactor because my power is in the yellow here, but I'm going to need the extra power anyway because I do want to get to War Factory, Propaganda Center, and Nuclear Missiles too. Now, could you beat General Granger this way without the nuclear missiles? Yes, but it would take a long time to do it compared to using nukes. You know, because you're just going to be relying on artillery barrages, carpet bombs, and EMP pulses to actually beat him. But yes, it could be done. So I am going to sell off my second supply center because I don't need it, and I'm going to build up a war factory. You could wait maybe an extra couple of minutes just to really make sure that his attack waves have died down enough, but I felt confident enough to build the war factory, and like I said, that's going to get me to prop center and nukes, but I am also going to get the chain gun upgrade too. Now, just consistently replenishing my bunker scaffolds just to keep the defenses alive. I am going to go with an extra GAT as well near the war factory and a fourth bunker scaffold just to make sure that my dozer stays protected. Now, this new GAT that we're building here is going to basically be within range of the planes if they attack my war factory or go for my supply center. So it's just to make sure that right side stays protected enough.
Construction is complete. China looks promising.
So after I built my 6th Gatling cannon, I went for a 7th one. A little unsure about the positioning here because I did build it pretty close to my reactor, so if that one got hit by some Aurora bombers, then it could mean that the reactor would go down with it. Luckily, that didn't happen. Now, as for my carpet bomb, I'm trying to aim it in a way where we destroy the supply drop zone, but we don't destroy the barracks. And the reason why is because if you destroy Granger's barracks or his strategy center, he will call in for backup with aircraft carrier Olympia, so he'll get more King Raptors to work with. Now, the King Raptors will come from the top left corner of the map as well, just in case anyone wants to know where they come from. Now, with both supply drop zones destroyed and the supply center destroyed, it should mean that he won't be able to rebuild any of his stuff, which means I can go for his power plants, his airfields, and all of his other stuff, and we could leave his command center for last as well, which means that you wouldn't have to worry about him sending all of his planes into your base all at once. Now, one thing I'm doing right now is I'm building up my internet center. Honestly, didn't really need to build the internet center. I think I could have gone for prop center and then nukes just to speed up the process, but I went for in center because I wanted to take a look at his command center and then really make sure that he's not rebuilding his supply center or his drop zones. So that was kind of wasted money there. So I am a little bit slower in getting to my propaganda center and nukes. So now we got the satellite hack and I can see that there's no supply drop zones or supply center. So now I know for sure that he's not going to rebuild any of that, which means that if I destroy his power plants and airfields, he won't rebuild those either. So now we've got a level 2 artillery barrage ready to go, and we're going to use it on the airfield in the top right corner. Now the thing is, this is actually a mistake, because I didn't realize it at the time, but I was rank 4, not rank 3, so I could have used the general point to get rank 3 artillery barrage, and that would have destroyed the airfield for sure. But the barrage came, and it left the airfield with just a sliver of health. I don't know if Granger's airfields are more buffed than Towns or Alexander's. Leave a comment if you know the answer to that question, but I know that level 2 barrage can destroy Alexander's airfield. At least. Not sure. Anyways, gonna go for an extra power plant just to make sure that I got enough for when we build our nukes. And I went for carpet bomb where the strategy center and the barracks is. By this point, I was like, you know what? I think we need to trigger aircraft carrier Olympia so then he can send in those extra Raptors and then I can get the EXP for rank 5. Because he's not really attacking me with any of his Comanches or other planes. So either we do that or we just wait on nuclear missiles to be ready and then do it that way. So going for a second nuke, and really we're just speeding up the process here. It's pretty much a waiting game. Now, I run out of supplies as well, so I've got to get the extra supplies off to the right. It is going to be long distance collection until we build up another supply center too. So now that we have 2 nuclear missiles, I decided to send my dozer off to the right. That way we build another supply center and we can generate the cash faster for a 3rd or a 4th nuclear missile later on. Now, I ended up using my carpet bomb on the 3 power plants to Granger's base. That's usually a safe answer for a carpet bomb, but in this case it wasn't, because Granger had set up rangers and rocket troops inside the village. So I got to destroy the rocket troops inside the village for future carpet bombs or EMP pulses to actually get through to his base. Now, this is where I realized I have rank 4, not rank 3. So of course I used my general point to get rank 3 artillery barrage, and we used the artillery barrage on Granger's airfields. And if you go for these two, just like that, you will be able to destroy them both. But of course you do need rank 3 artillery barrage to do it. Otherwise, if you use like rank 2, you'll only damage it.
You'll regret destroying that airfield, General.
So with the airfields destroyed, it's turned into a waiting game, waiting on the next set of general powers or nukes being ready to go. So with our dozer, we're going to build up our 3rd nuke. Selling off the supply center, building the nuke in its place. Another thing I'll do is I'm going to sell off my war factory too. I've got the chain gun upgrade and I've got the propaganda center, so we don't actually need the war factory anymore. So I'll take the extra cash from selling it off. I'm also going to long distance collect with my supply trucks here. There is a risk to that because there's going to be Comanches potentially inside the village. I'm also going to build a reactor to get our power up for our 4th nuclear missile. I did lose a truck there, but we still have 2 more to long distance collect. So I want to use my carpet bomb next. So I'm going to aim it here where there's rangers and missile defenders. Now, aiming it there means that there's going to be less anti-air for my future carpet bombs or my EMP pulses later on. So that's going to be a good thing. Now, when you target infantry here, the infantry are going to want to go towards your base. Now, in this case, it's a nuke carpet bomb, so that's going to take out the last couple of missile defenders. So there's only going to be 1 ranger that will show up at my base, but my Gatling cannons will pick him off anyway, so no need to worry there. Now, I've got 1 nuclear missile ready to go. Still wasn't quite sure how I was going to go about using it. So while I was waiting, I decided to build up another Gatling cannon. That way, if I do get attacked on my side, I've got a Gat that's going to be within range to defend my nuclear missiles. See, I wasn't sure if I was going to double nuke the command center or if I was going to go for his airfields, which in this case, I ended up going for the airfield in the top right corner. That's also going to take out a dozer too, which means he's even less likely to rebuild any of his stuff. See, I was thinking, if I take out his airfields, then I trigger aircraft carrier Olympia, then it means that the planes that will come from that top left corner won't have an airfield to go to, which means they actually will stay in the top left corner and they won't be used against me. Now, as for the 2nd nuclear missile, again, I was making that debate whether I go airfield or if I go for his power plants and strat center, triggering aircraft carrier Olympia. I went for the command center and the power plants. See, not a bad move, but at the same time, it was kind of badly timed because I was going to go for the command center, but I ended up giving the command center enough time to auto repair, so it means that my level 3 artillery barrage is less likely to actually destroy it, and that actually happened to be the case here. So just got a fraction of health. In a way, that's kind of a good thing because everything was so mistimed. If I had destroyed the command center, the Comanches and the Raptors would have actually flown towards my base to attack me, and he could have done some serious damage to my base if I destroyed the command center at that particular moment. As for my command center, I'm going to sell it off so then I can build up my 4th nuclear missile. I'm also going to use my carpet bomb on his command center to finish it off. He ended up building a dozer as well as a barracks scaffold, so it turns out Granger did have some cash left, and by that logic it would mean that he'd have at least $1,600, but he'd have to have less than $2,000 because he wasn't able to build a supply center. So I did trigger his planes into attacking me all at once, but since we've done quite a bit of damage to him already, it's not going to be too much damage. Now, I did take quite a beating to my command center, but again, we got 3 nukes with a 4th on the way. So even if we lost the command center by this point, it wouldn't really matter. So with all of those planes now destroyed, he's pretty much got nothing left. So I ended up sending my dozer to repair the command center, but yeah, some bad news for my dozer here. He ended up getting destroyed by a stealth fighter. So command center is going to stay at 1/3 health, and the supply truck will just stay at the command center. So now I just got to use my nuclear missiles and general powers on his remaining buildings, and that's just going to finish him off. So as for Granger's buildings, we're going to start off by destroying the airfields first. That way he's got nothing left to attack me with. Oddly enough, he's still able to build Comanches, so that really begs the question, how much money does he really have, and does the whole unlimited cash thing still stand at this current point in time? Not sure. Now, as for the Carper Bomb, going for the 3 reactors. See, there's no infantry at the village now, and his power's down, so that's easy work for the Carper Bomber there. That's going to leave 1 airfield and 1 power plant. So, artillery on the power plant, nuke on the airfield, and that's going to be it. And that's going to be how we beat General Granger as General Tao without building any units. So if you enjoyed this one, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I do have a playlist if you want to check out any of my other content. I'm Cracklo, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I guess it's time for me to go find a good airline job.